It's Christian Tutor back here. Today we're going to talk about logarithms for the ACT. Logs are one of the highest missed topics on the ACT for a number of reasons, but namely kids just don't know what a log is or the simple rules that go with a log. So what is a log? A log is kind of asking what power should the base be raised to. So this b is our base right. What power does it need to be raised to, which is y, to equal x? That's all I always think of a log. That x right here, this number is your answer, this is your base, and this is your exponent. So if I were to look at this, the 2 would be like the b, the 3 would be like the y, and the x is my answer. So 2 to the what power must equal 8. Okay? Of course, it's not 23, but 3 is the power. And then these are your golden rules I really need to know for the ACT specifically. There's a lot of more, but these are what you need to know. So when you have log b xy, you have to you can just add them. So you would go, you can just go log b x plus log b y. That's what you can do. When you have log b x divided by y, subtraction, kind of think of exponents, you can just subtract them. So you just do log b x minus log b y. And then log b x to the p, if you have an exponent inside of that, inside of like this thing right here, inside of that thing right there, you can just move that thing to the 4. You can just move that John out here, and you would do p times log bx, okay? That's your 3 golden rules. There's a problem down at the end of the slides, but I think more important for us is just to do some practice examples. So let's get into those. This one's supposed to be easy. Log b... If log 4x equals 3, what is the value of x? Remember, we're asking 4 to the 3 equals what? Because this is the answer, this is the exponent, this is the base. So 4 times 4 is 16, 16 times 4 is 64. So the answer right here would be D. Next problem, medium. Which of the following expressions is equal to log x to the 3 minus log x to the y? Remember that remember literally just this thing right here. If you remember this slide right here, when I told you you can do this with logs, you can subtract them. If you have that, you can also just go back to this. Let me demonstrate what I'm saying. So we have this minus form right here. We can just take that back into a division form. But remember, because subtracting logs is the same as dividing those things by each other. And the bases are the same here because those are all base 10. So you can just do log of the base 10 times x over 3 divided by y, because this is the same as that. So this answer would be H. Okay, you can go both ways with this. And this one right here, let's go into this real quick. We have to represent this thing in x and y. First of all, that thing, I'm just always try to simplify it. So that's just the same as log 2. Remember, you can subtract logs. If they're dividing like this, you can subtract them. So that would be the same as 8. That's an a squared minus log your base of 2 square root b. Cool. Remember this slide that I showed you earlier, where if you have like this log xy, you would just do log. You can add the logs, right? So this is kind of the same situation. I can just do log 8 plus log 2a squared minus log square root b. Now this is just going to be 3. So that just completely eliminates that one. That one. This right here, I might do a different color so I can just keep on going down. You can pull this 2, remember power, you can pull this 2 out in the front. So you can go plus 2 log 2a. Okay? And then you can have just this would become 1/2. And let me tell you how I got one. If you watch the exponent video, I kind of covered this. Square root of b is the same as raising b to the 1/2 power. So this would just become log b 1/2. But remember, you can always just pull that, because if you have a power, remember one of those log rules, you can just pull that power out to the front. So you just do 1/2 times b. Now, I'm going to go like blue right here. This would just be 3. This right here, just this part, is the same as this part, so that equals x. So you would have 3 plus your green. That green, I can't touch that part. So 2x minus, again, this part is the same as, I forgot to put 2 right there, but this part is the same as this part, so that equals y. So you just have 1/2 y, which is answer A. Hope that helps, guys.